back. Hope you're having a good day. This is a bluebell tree. That's the common name, is the bluebell tree. It is a Desmodium, or it used to be called a Desmodium. I think now they've changed the scientific name somehow. Desmodium is actually related to what they call beggar's lice. And just real quick, I'm going to talk about these seed pods, but it does get seed pods just like the beggar's lice does, and that's a common weed here in Florida. I do think we had it in Virginia too. When you go walking through the woods, and if that kind of weed is common, those will be all over your socks and everything when you're done walking around. I was trying to see exactly when I got it. I didn't make a video of it on its own. I just kind of brought it in and showed, like, I just bought this. I don't do any work on a tree. I don't do any hard work on a tree right when I first buy it, unless I'm like rescuing it like from a clearance rack or something. This I just got as pre-bonsai. It's one of the things of their established trees were like $300-400. I think this was like $25 or something like that. And I got this, and then all of a sudden I read something that says that they grow and they get all these crazy shoots, and it'll get plenty of growth, but it takes forever to trunk up. Maybe I should have went ahead and spent a little extra to get a thick one if I wanted it. But I was there, actually. I was at the nursery when they were in bloom. And I hear people talking about how when they bloom, they smell like grape soda. And they do. It really is kind of nice. The rest of the year, tree, doesn't look all that great. Like I said, I'm not sure how long I've had it. I did find this one picture from August. And you can see it's about the same height in the picture. But, from here, actually, where this trunk is, and it had all these branches coming off of it, but they weren't quite reaching for the sky like it is now. And then I do have it in the original soil. A couple months ago, it was blooming. That's actually where that seed pod came from. But all the blooms were just out here at the end, and there wasn't anything in here in the middle. And I just kind of wonder why. As I look at it, there are a lot of little buds in the middle. I just had somebody over the other day, and they were looking at a couple of my tropical trees out there, like the type with compound leaves, and they said, oh, look, this one's dying, look how bad all the leaves look. And actually it was going through what I call the early spring leaf replacement, in that they're not really deciduous, but just as they start to get a big burst of growth, they kind of shed all their old leaves and then get the big burst of growth. There is an original nursery chop here. I'm 99% sure I did not do that. And then there's like 1, 2, 3, 4 branches all coming out from that one spot there. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop it off there. I'm actually going to use my regular pruners for this. My concave pruners aren't quite big enough. I'm going to chop it off here. And that is some hard wood. There we go. And that landed in a good spot, so I'll just leave that be. And I'm going to go ahead and repot it. I was just going to take this branch off here, just simply because it's a bar branch with this one. Kind of expect a ton of energy to start flowing into there. I did cut it. There's a little branch just above that chop right there. I'm just going to leave all that alone and just kind of see what the tree gives us here. I am going to just cut the tips off here, hoping that branch stays. Trying to keep that one down here, not really as a sacrifice, just as a permanent keeper, if you will. And hoping over time that it'll continue thickening the trunk down here. I think the only work I've ever done on this tree, actually, let me give you guys a better look now that it's a lot shorter. Remnants of a little stub coming out there that I cut. It got a shoot and it went straight up there. I cut what I could. I think I must have done that perhaps outside because I didn't really get it very well. I just got the end of it there. And the only other work I've ever done to it is throughout, especially this winter, I actually did clip back the top a lot, which was even surprising now that that's where the blooms and the new growth were up there, simply because this thing kept blowing over. I was trying to just let it grow as much as possible so that it can go ahead and trunk up a little bit. You can see that even just this right here has like almost no taper in it at all. And especially from like that lower branch on up. So I'm just going to shorten it some. I'll repot it, and then that way the water usage won't be so much. And it's early spring here, and if it is going through that, a little bit of a leaf replacement thing in that, with all the older leaves falling off and then getting new buds, should be short enough to go ahead and maintain what it's got here with oh, I don't know how else to put it, but the stress of the repot. I mean, remember, repotting a tree is like open heart surgery to a plant, so I'll get a look all the way around before I get my repotting set up in here. I don't think I'm going to prune anything else off. Alright, one of the things I didn't mention earlier was the thorns on this tree. It's actually one of the reasons why I kept seeing people saying, oh, get one of these, the flowers smell amazing. I just got caught by a little piece right there. Didn't even realize it was there. But that's actually one of the reasons why I never got one. They really do smell amazing, and that's kind of what talked me into it. It's going to be, as I work this one, you may see that I'm a little more delicate with it than I am with other trees, and that's simply because I'm trying to avoid these thorns. I do want to save, there's even a lower branch than that other one there. I want to save as much of that as possible. I do think, just like that, the beggar's lice weed, I do think that the seeds do take off. Those are all little seedlings right there. I can tell they all have the same leaves. I don't think they're suckers off the trunk or anything. My first Desmodium repot, so I won't get super aggressive with it, probably about a 50% soil replacement. Just try to sort out what can be sorted out, take out a lot of this organic soil on the top especially. Seem to have a lot of good surface roots. And that's probably good enough for the top there. And then on the bottom, you want to get all the circling ones out of here. Just got a little seedling, had a thorn in it. Yeah. It's amazing how I love my Brazilian rain trees. I like the blooms on this one. I'm not sure how I'm going to like it as a bonsai just yet. But man, the thorns sometimes. Now, this does seem to be, thought the way the top seemed like it had some well-behaved roots. The bottom does seem like it's got some tough stuff in here. This could be a reason why it wasn't looking all that healthy. Interesting. I don't see one dominant root or anything. Definitely a good little mat. Alright, again, I don't want to get horribly aggressive with it just because I don't really know how it's going to react. And I think that's quite a bit of that organic stuff off there. Get this into some better soil and just see how it turns out. Alright, and like most of my initial repots, I'm just going to put it right back into the pot it just came in. A little soil on the bottom. And then just go from there here. Alright, and here we are. It has been 2 weeks since that repot, and not only did it respond with leaves, but it has responded with some flowers, and they really do. You'd have to smell them to really believe it. I used to always kind of doubt it when I used to see them advertise that they smell just like grape soda. But these things really do smell just like grape soda. It smells so nice in here right now. It's kind of pretty wild. Checking out some different angles, some different possibilities for fronts. Hopefully overall, I get a couple more branches in here to work with maybe. Get a little more of a defined apex. And I really do hope, I mean, that you can tell this branch really did flower out nicely, but I really do hope to just keep this one, make this the first branch, and hopefully it'll start thickening up a little bit. But ever since I have gotten it, just like I said at the beginning, it did get quite a bit taller. Doesn't really seem to be much thicker, but you know, I don't really measure it every day or anything, and it's hard to see over time. So